Hello, my name is Tâm. Today I would like to tell you a short talk on the special announcements. Number one, firstly, the speaker said hello to the class and she introduced her name. Next, she said that she was a biology professor that course. And she said that course runs an introductory course for students who weren't majoring in science. After that, she said that course wasn't easy, so she suggested the class study hard to pass the exams. Finally, the speaker said that she was going to begin that night by talking about the scientific method. Number two, firstly, the speaker welcomed to fly 140 nonstop to Hong Kong. Next, he suggested all passengers bring their seat back to upright position and smoking of any kind wasn't permitted on the flight. After that, he said that flight movie would begin as soon as takeoff in about 30 minutes. Finally, the speaker announced earphones were available for $5 and could be reused on future flight with their airline. Number three, firstly, the speaker announced that stop on garden tour was very short, and he suggested return to the past in 50 minutes. Next, he said that they had one more garden to visit before lunch break. So he suggested leave on time, and they didn't want to leave anyone behind. Finally, the speaker suggested someone who didn't have a watch should stay close the people who did. Number four, firstly, the speaker welcomed all passengers that was the express train to New York. Next, he suggested the passengers would cross the platform to check then if they was looking for local train. After that, he suggested the passenger step onto this express train, assist young children and elderly travelers, and watch for the closing door. Finally, the speaker announced next stop was New York. Number five, firstly, the speaker got the audience attention and she announced a microneurologist, the lead chapter who had been playing Macbeth, was sick that night. Next, she said that the role of Macbeth for that night performance would be understudied by Alfred Sutton. Finally, the speaker was thankful for that. Number six, firstly, the speaker got the audience attention and he suggested the driver of blue car parked near the front door move his car to the parking garage because that area was for delivery just early. Finally, the speaker reminded all illegally cars would be towed. Number seven, firstly, the speaker announced the 10:30 guided tour to the museum would begin in 50 minutes. Next, she suggested all ticket holders light up at the end of the room, and she suggested the passengers didn't have ticket go to the front desk to get one. Finally, the speaker said that tickets were free, but they had to have one to participate in tour. 8. Firstly, the speaker said hello to the passengers and he introduced he was their captain. Next, he announced In about 5 minutes, they would be passing over Lake Frank, and he suggested the passengers look over the left side to see the lake. Finally, the speaker said that the clouds had cleaned up and it was beautiful sunny weather, so they could get a good view. Number 9. Firstly, the speaker announced after the Nielsen Radio 2000 they would have that day's weather report. Next, she said that afternoon they would hear an interview with Mrs. Lucinda Park, world famous violinist. She would discuss her recent concert tour. After that, she reminded Mrs. Park would also giving away to copies of her latest CD titled Joseph Springs. Finally, the speaker suggested keep their dial locked to Radio 2000 and not miss their chance to be that day's lucky caller number 7. Number 10. Firstly, the speaker got all staff's attention and he announced that the pass keys had been found in the cafeteria in about 10:30 a.m. Next, he suggested they check their wallets, pockets, and brushes to make sure they hadn't misplaced their keys. Finally, the speaker suggested go to the main office and ask for Mr. Chang if they thought the keys were theirs.